There are kids in this world who are different. Special.
There are these kids out there somewhere. Whittier calls them the Four. Why is it always 6 minutes?
In this episode, I'll be breaking down the latest episode of 6 Minutes Season 4, piece by piece. Hey, Review Pop listeners, it's your Landon Mueller. We're here today talking about episode 50 of 6 Minutes Season 4, called Out to Sea on the Elixir Key. I also really loved the dynamics between, Brinley and Katie in this episode. I thought it was all in all, just super nice, super exciting, and it was really great. In other GZM news, there are only 2 more episodes of 6 Minutes Season 4 left. And I think that's super exciting, and, we're, in the last 2 episodes, so this is the end game. But without further ado, let's get straight into this episode.
You okay being back here? Surprisingly, yeah. I guess this place has no power over me anymore. I'm glad to hear that.
Dad?
What's up, Si?
Brinley and Katie are really getting along, huh? What happened at that cabin?
I'll let Brinley tell you the whole story, but they've been through a lot together.
This really goes to the core of their relationship, right? They've been through a lot together. And so, like I said, things started off rough. They were constantly competing and going back at each other, but they really grew as people, and I think they really started to understand each other. Also, things really changed between them after, they learned that Brinley was adopted, because that was super unexpected. And so I think Katie really put herself into Brinley's shoes in a way she hadn't before, and I think that's what great friends do. Also, it's so great to be back at Elixir Academy. I mean, the show started at Elixir Academy, so now onto my question. I'm wondering what Cyrus's reaction will be to learning that Brinley was adopted. But no matter what, Cyrus will always be there for her.
She lied about who she was, and now she has my sweet girl. What if I never see her again?
Then you'll only have yourself to blame.
Angel, will you help me bring them back?
How? You took away my powers. I'm of no use to you anymore.
Trying to go after Monica, and I think there's really that moral dilemma of whether or not to put his wants or his daughter's needs first. And like I said, he knows Monica is trying to help, but he doesn't know what will happen to Adelaide, and maybe he wants to be there in case this might be her final moments. But at the same time, all this is happening, he's putting Angel in danger. He took away the one thing Angel could rely on, her powers. And so I wonder, was future Angelica taking her anger out on the Whit kids because they got her powers? Right, she had this special gift that they kind of stripped away from her.
I'm about ready to fry him and drop him off the waterfall.
Whoa, Casey, come over here. Talk to me.
Honestly, what are you thinking working with this maniac? You really want to put our fate and the fate of your family in the hands of Whittier 1.0?
No, of course not.
When things really start to get serious like this, I think it's a big deal, right? Because she's putting her friends, she might think she's putting her friends in danger by having Holiday make this decision. Trusting Jude, that's a big step for her. At one point, Casey did trust Jude, and he stabbed them all in the back. And so I really love this scene here, and it's really great that, Casey can kind of stand up for herself. But also, I think Holiday is trying to make things right. She is trying to look out for everyone, bring her parents home safely, and that's pretty honorable.
Super weird being here without any students, huh?
So quiet. You want to go find our dorm room? Reminisce about the good old days?
The good old days when you took over the whole room?
And you ruined my life.
I remember especially, when Katie had built that wall in their dorm room. They're not serious about that in a sort of way, and they've forgiven each other for, going back and forth. And so I think it's really great, the dynamics they share now. I also love the sound design of this room because it really sounds like Elixir Academy, but at the same time it feels very blank and hollow because, it's a lot different. They haven't, finished construction yet, and I think it's really great.
I can't get into people's heads. If I could, maybe I'd try to take away some of your pain right now.
That's very kind of you. Where will you go?
Go? I'm not sure. My mom and I, things aren't great since she
turned you over to us.
And he knows, okay, maybe she might be extraordinary in his eyes, but even still, that doesn't make things right. That doesn't mean that what he's doing to Angel is right by any means. But at the same time, will Angel start to become someone she's not, by staying at Whittier Corp? And I think it's all super interesting. So I guess we'll just have to see, where things go. But I love that mention of Angel's mom because she was super interesting in Cyrus the Lost Tapes.
I can't bear to be alone.
I mean, I guess I could stay for a little while longer if it means that much to you.
It means everything. Angelica.
Angelica? Angelica.
I wonder if, there was a point in time where the original Angelica wanted to leave Whittier Corp and be a good person, but Dr. Whittier, manipulated her to stay. But at the same time, I think it makes sense because Angelica's supposed to be bad. I don't want Angel to be bad because I love seeing her be good, but the timeline has to work out.
What's going on?
I need you to look me in the eye for a second, okay? And promise me you'll be totally honest. Do you think once we're back home that we'll remember all of this? Will you remember me? Will I remember you?
It's rough because I love what we've seen between River and Sam, and so, on another note, I think, besides this being super emotional, I want to talk about something else really interesting I've seen. There's a scene where Dr. Whittier is recording his last will and testament, and in the 6 Minutes episode, you can't necessarily hear it, but Dr. Whittier says, "This is Dr. Jean Paul Whittier." And of course, these are the original scripts, so, they're not necessarily concurrent with Out of Time, but obviously, as we know, Dr. Whittier's name is Jude.
I was destined to love an incredible woman named Guinevere. And when I did find her, like he said I would, and rescued her from the water, I knew immediately that it was true.
Brinley is Guinevere Fontaine. And so a lot of people had this theory, and I don't think everyone really wanted it to be true. But at the same time, it was so exciting and so thrilling, and just hearing it play out was exciting. But at the same time, you kind of have that thought in the back of your mind, Brinley being Guinevere, how does that change 6 Minutes as we know it?
Welcome back, Headmaster.
Headmaster? She's here? I don't see her.
Brinley, it's you.
Access authorized. Guinevere Fontaine.
And I think at some point I suspected, okay, in this episode, we're gonna find out that Brinley is Guinevere Fontaine. But, I kind of hoped that we wouldn't hear it. But I'm optimistic about, how this will play out in the show. If you enjoy the podcast, please leave a 5-star review. Until next time, this is Landon saying peace, love, and time travel.